I hope Paddy is gonna lose, because if Paddy wins, it's gonna be a problem for me again.
Why do you think so?
I think he's gonna try and avoid me.
You say if he wins against Justin or if he wins against Ilya?
No, against Justin. Against Ilya, he never can beat Ilya.
Okay.
Yeah, he wants me to get hurt because I'm not gonna fight him. I'm a nightmare for him, and he knows that if we're gonna fight, he's gonna lose.
So, here's what's been going down lately with one fighter who's been stirring up drama, even while sitting on the sidelines. This guy's been calling out the entire division, basically saying everyone's running scared from him. He's painting himself as the dangerous fighter nobody wants to face, staying busy with other opportunities, while waiting for what he believes is his rightful shot. His message comes through loud and clear as he positions himself as the threat everyone's desperately trying to avoid. The man's out here saying everybody's terrified and dodging him, so he'll just keep moving around collecting these easy paychecks from side mission. He's openly backing Justin Gaethje to take down Paddy Pimblett, explaining that a Gaethje victory would set up the exact fight he's been hunting for, while Paddy would likely just keep running from the matchup. He sees Gaethje as a legitimate warrior who never backs down from tough fights, which would make that potential clash actually happen.
I need to get hurt because I'm not gonna fight him. I'm a nightmare for him, and he knows that if we're gonna fight, he's gonna lose, and he's gonna try not to fight me on his whole life. And I hope Justin Gaethje gonna knock him out and send him back to England, and he can eat his I don't know what he's eating there, chicken or what.
Meanwhile, Justin Gaethje's making it crystal clear that winning the belt would just be his launching pad. He's emphasizing that becoming champion would give him access to settling old scores rather than letting him coast, with past losses still fueling his fire.
Because if once I get this belt, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to beat Ilya. I'm going to beat Paddy. I'm going to beat Ilya. And then I got to get Max back. Have to. So I need him to win. I need him to beat Charles.
Yeah, right.
Actually, I guess it doesn't matter. They both beat me, so I want either one of those back.
Yeah.
Those are the only two guys that I have the opportunity to get back right now. So that's what I'm shooting.
Gaethje is specifically hunting for that rematch with Max Holloway, and he's pulling for Holloway to beat Charles Oliveira. He also wants Ilia Topuria to step up and wait and stick around, which would clear the path for him to clash with Holloway for all the marbles.
Max Holloway for the BMF belt, a belt that you've held before. What do you think of that matchup?
Yeah, I love it. Love it. Love it. Yeah. I hope Max wins. I hope Ilya goes up, and then I can fight Max on the White House card and take the BMF belt and the championship.
Oh, there you go.
The plan extends to challenging whoever emerges victorious from the Oliveira versus Holloway BMF Championship showdown, with Topuria potentially not fighting again until summer. He's pointing out how Ilya only competes once per year, and he's not willing to sit around waiting, seeing the BMF title as a massive opportunity to capitalize on right now.
What if Ilya comes back in the summertime, right? And now you've got an interim champion, and usually the interim champion will fight the actual champion.
Maybe.
You're neither of those. That means we're talking about another fight happening, and you're not fighting for the belt, and now we're talking about the back end of the year.
Yeah, but maybe BMF title.
Okay.
So we'll see.
You don't want that, right? You want the real title.
Yeah, I want a real title, but I don't want to wait until the end of the next year. And then Ilya, he fights once a year. Maybe he defends his title in June, and then say, okay, I'll fight next year in June. And then what I can do,
sure,
stay. And I'm not that young to wait a lot too. So if they give me BMF title, it would be great too. If Charles Oliveira wins, so it's gonna be good. We got the story, and just get that belt, and then say the real belt.
He showed zero regret about the decision he made in those final moments against Max Holloway. Knowing the fight was slipping away from him, he chose to bet everything on himself instead of just surviving to hear the final bell. He argued that most fighters would avoid that kind of risk, but embracing chaos has always been his trademark. And should another fight ever come down to a similar make-or-break moment, A made it clear his approach wouldn't change one bit.
When I was going to lose to Max, who makes the choice? There to go to sleep or knock him out, you know?
Right.
I knew I was losing, and I knew that was my only chance. And most people, you know, rightly so, would not take that chance. But that's who I am, and that's, if I get that chance, if I'm in that position again, I will do the same exact thing.
Paddy Pimblett believes Max Holloway already provided the blueprint for beating Justin Gaethje on the feet. He's confident about trading shots with him, using Max's performance as his roadmap, and expects his own game plan will produce a finish within 3 rounds.
That he wants to keep this on the feet. We know his knockout power, but your submission skills are so slick. You want to take it to the ground?
No, okay. I'll keep it on the feet with him. Like, there's the blueprint there to beat him. Max done it, and I everyone underestimates my strike, and everyone thinks I'm just gonna come in and I'm gonna take him down, and I'm not. Like, he had an absolute war with Chandler, and I Chandler up. So I know MMA math doesn't work, but you'll see come Jan 24th when we have a perfect game plan and we finish him within 3.
Justin Gaethje acknowledges he's approaching the twilight of his fighting days. He describes fighting as an addiction, providing unmatched peaks and valleys, a rush so intense it makes everything else in life pale by comparison. Instead of running from that truth, he explains he's embracing it, feeling more alive and driven than he's ever been. Though he emphasizes he's far from done, Gaethje admits he can see the end approaching, and that awareness has made him treasure every moment he has left in this game.
Every single one of these is a traumatic life experience, and it's, there's no matching the high or the low of winning or losing this sport. And you know, it kind of ruined other parts of life, but no, I am so hungry, and I've never felt more alive than when I feel it. I will miss it when it's gone, and you know, I think I truly love it more than most.
Are you allowing yourself to think about that yet? When you said when it's gone, you're not anywhere near that yet, are you?
No. But it's not the beginning. You know, I'm 37 years old. There's no, you know, I'd be a fool to think that we're just getting started here. The end is near.
Justin also revealed that another knockout loss would likely force him to hang up the gloves. He explained that getting knocked out for the first time forced him to reassess where his career stands, noting this isn't the beginning anymore, but the final chapter. Gaethje stressed the importance of protecting his long-term health, trusting his team and family to put his well-being first, and knowing when to walk away before the sport takes more than it gives.
One more knockout. I went to sleep. Before that, I'd never been put to sleep. If I would get put to sleep again, I would definitely call it quits.
Really? So you're drawing a line?
That's been my line. Yeah, it never happened. So I wasn't like, if I get knocked out, I'm quitting. But once I got knocked out, you know, 37 years old. If I was 20, 27, 30, this would be a different story. But this is not the beginning. This is definitely the end of my career, and it's been such an amazing thing. You know, obviously, they'll use and abuse you in this sport, and you have to protect yourself. You know, and I obviously have created a team. You know, I got my family and my coaches, and they all have my best interests in at hand. And I've always told them that I'm in it till they say I don't have it no more. Or whenever I feel like my younger self, the hunger of my younger self can beat the skills that I have now, then it would be done.
Paddy Pimblett hinted he's already thinking about Ilia Topuria's comeback, even while staying completely locked in on Justin Gaethje at UFC 324. He stated bluntly there won't be any easy fights when Topuria returns, planning to meet him head-on and send a message. For Pimblett, the game plan is straightforward. Take care of Gaethje first and then shift focus to Topuria.
I wasn't too surprised. I know Ilia's going through a lot of stuff, and wish him nothing but the best with it, know what I mean? That's nothing to do with us fighting, it's nothing to do with being in the cage. So all that around his family life, I hope everything goes perfect for him. But when he does finally come back and get in the cage, I want to punch his face in. But for now, when I win this belt, I am the champ, know what I mean? While he's out the cage, I'm the lightweight champ. And that's the way I see it.
So that interim belt to you will feel undisputed?
Yeah.
Paddy Pimblett took a shot at Ilia Topuria's frame, suggesting his own physical build gives him a clear advantage. He noted that Ilia is shorter and slighter, emphasizing that weight divisions exist for good reason. Pimblett warned that if Topuria moves up to lightweight, he might be walking into serious danger.
Well, essentially he wants you to win, he wants that fight. Have you allowed yourself to think of what a fight with Ilia looks like?
Yeah, I think I beat him up as well, know what I mean? Like, he is very small compared to me, know what I mean? He's up to like here, he's not that wide. You've definitely seen that video of him and Pantoja just stood next to each other and they look the same weight. So, like, there's weight classes for a reason. And if he wants to fight me at 155, it'll get seriously messy on his face.
Justin Gaethje emphasized that his total focus remains on Paddy Pimblett. He described approaching the fight with a wartime mindset, zero distractions, and no thoughts about anyone else. His concentration is completely locked in.
Says Scousers don't get knocked out. What do you say to that?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Have you allowed?
I will try to test that theory.
Have you allowed yourself to think ahead to once you win, if you get the win, Ilya? No thought.
Nope, I've said it before, I don't ever plan on being alive after the fight, so if that's how it ends, that's how it ends.
Pimblett shows serious confidence about a potential fight with Justin Gaethje, suggesting he doesn't think it reaches the scorecards. He describes Gaethje as lethal but hittable, and positions himself as the guy who can capitalize on that, hinting the fight ends with him scoring a decisive finish.
You're going to get this one done.
I think I finish him wherever the fight goes, to be honest. Obviously, I know he can bang, but every fight we get a breakdown made of our opponent, and it actually shocks me how much he gets hit. And I know he takes one to give one, but you can't really just do that at this level. That's why he's lost to people like Eddie Alvarez, Dustin Poirier, Charles, because you can't just take one to give one. And I'm not going to just be standing there to let him hit me back. You know what I mean? So, be using me range, keeping him on the outside, and I've got a feeling I'm going to knock him out, to be honest. I don't know what it is. I've just got a sneaky suspicion I'm going to knock him out. You know, I've been doing a lot of rounds with Luke Riley for this camp, and Luke's got much better technical striking than Justin Gaethje, and I'm having a lot of success sparring with Luke. And obviously, one of my coaches, Ellis, who used to fight himself, he's the exact same build as Justin. He's 5'10" with a 70-inch reach, and I've been doing rounds with him. He's literally, because he doesn't fight anymore, lad, and he's just a coach, he's just done Justin's style for me. He hasn't got his own style. He's been doing Justin for me, and just the bits what we're working, I can see me knocking him out or dropping him and then submitting him. People are going on about his takedown defense, but if I want to take him down, I will take him down, lad. Simple as.
Pimblett owned his unconventional approach, calling himself awkward and unusual. He mentioned his striking and grappling don't follow standard patterns, making him impossible to replicate in training camps. Paddy claims no sparring partner can truly mimic his style, leaving opponents confused and giving him a crucial advantage when the cage door closes.
No, Justin Gaethje has good wrestling. He uses it very well defensively. Can you foresee him maybe being able to stuff your takedowns?
No.
No.
I don't wrestle like a normal person. I don't shoot double legs and single legs and wrestle like a normal person does. I do everything differently. I'm not normal. So he's not gonna be able to get a sparring partner in what grapples like me or strikes like me, because I'm a weirdo.
Fair enough.
It's the way it is. But
He did call your style awkward, actually.
I'm honest, Val, and I'm very awkward. You can't really get a sparring partner in to do me because I'm so awkward. So I'm looking forward to fighting him. As I say, he's a legend. He's someone I've always loved watching. So to get the chance to actually get in the cage and fight with him is unbelievable. I can't wait. And to have Justin Gaethje on my resume is going to be something that'll last forever. You know what I mean? It'll be part of my legacy, and I'm looking forward to it. I just hope he doesn't retire.
But Daniel Cormier has finally fired back at Jon Jones's latest shots. Recently, Jon Jones went off on Daniel Cormier, claiming he's tried repeatedly to move beyond their history. He suggested that regardless of what he does, the bad blood persists, making him believe Cormier wants to keep their feud going. Jon says their old competition turned into personal hatred that DC refuses to let go.
He's as good as Daniel Cormier. What a stuffy, Cormier really is. I think if you really get to know Daniel Cormier, he's really not. He's an asshole. He is an asshole. I mean, he didn't really connect with any of the fighters here. He's just an asshole. I tried to make peace with him many times, and he made it very clear that he wants to be enemies for the rest of his life because how lucrative it is.
But you guys having fun here.
There was moments where we got to laugh, but for the most part, he's a dickhead. You look at the way that he treats his staff members. He brought like 10 yes men out with him and literally, go get me my water. Where's my this? Why is that this? It was just, he just bosses guys around. And the times we weren't filming, he wasn't very sociable with the people on set. He's just a dickhead. I think people that really work with him know that.
Jones described his time around Daniel Cormier as uncomfortable behind the scenes. He mentioned that any peaceful moments were overshadowed by tension. With Cormier staying in his circle and acting in ways that created friction, Jones suggested their shared experiences only reinforced their existing problems, keeping his opinion of Cormier largely unchanged.
There was moments where we got to laugh, but for the most part, he's a dickhead. You look at the way that he treats his staff members. He brought like 10 yes men out with him and literally, go get me my water. Where's my this? Why is that this? It was just, he just bosses guys around. And the times we weren't filming, he wasn't very sociable with the people on set. He's just a dickhead. I think people that really work with him knows that.
Cormier addressed Jon Jones's recent attacks. Looking back at their complicated past, he acknowledged they'd been around each other plenty and even had some friendly interactions, but made it clear he won't voluntarily hang out with Jones. Cormier admitted their history was messy with insults and betrayal, and stated that while his emotions aren't what they used to be, he's not forgiving Jones or seeking any friendship.
Dickhead, asshole, not willing to make peace, didn't connect with the fighters. There was like 4 shots in 30 seconds there.
Did you have you worked with me?
Yes, I have.
For how long?
I worked, friends, covered you.
How long am I all those things?
No, that's why I thought it was very interesting to hear from him.
So then just trust Jon Jones. Maybe I'm all those things to him. Like, here's the deal. We were around each other every single day, and we were cordial. We had times where John and I actually laughed at stuff. Like, we laughed together at stuff. But if I didn't have to be around him, I'm not gonna voluntarily be around him. Why would I want that? Look, man, I don't harbor the emotion of the past that I did with him. I really don't. But we spoke negatively about each other's families. We had a nasty thing. Like, he cheated constantly. Like, I don't have to let him off the hook and be his friend.
Daniel Cormier also confirmed he'd entertain a grappling match with Jon Jones, though he acknowledges making it happen would be complicated. He explained that organizing such an event would be expensive and logistically challenging, and he questions whether Jones would even agree to wrestle. Still, Cormier leaves the door open, calling it an intriguing matchup fans would love to see, even if it remains wishful thinking.
Do you compete against them in something this year? This seems to be the hot button issue right now. People want to see you in the RAF promotion or in some sort of competition. What are the chances?
I don't know, man. I don't know if it'll happen. Listen, to make me and him do anything costs so much money. There's very few people that can actually make it happen. So I don't know if it happens. And, you know, the whole wrestling thing, like, you know, that's cool, man. It's all cool to make pipe dreams, but I don't know that he's willing to allow me to embarrass him on a wrestling mat.
Cormier got real about a potential matchup with Jon Jones. He stated clearly he no longer wants to fight, joking about his age and gray hair, but he's completely confident in a wrestling match. Cormier declared that if they grappled, it would be one-sided, claiming his Olympic background would result in an easy victory.
Yeah, I'll go wrestle Jon Jones.
What if Jon Jones wants to fight?
He don't even have to make a video to ask me to wrestle.
Yeah. What if Jon Jones wants to fight?
I'm not fighting, man.
No.
I'm not fighting. Look at my face, dude. Look at all this gray.
Hey, you look great. I like the beard.
Hey, I'm not fighting. I would box him, but I'm not fighting.
You would box Jon? I would love to see it.
Why not?
Really?
Yeah, I'd box him his face up.
Wow.
I'm older, bro. Hey, bro, I prefer to actually just not do any of that stuff, honestly.
Okay.
I'm old, man. I'm a commentator. I'm chilling. Yeah.
Does it make
match probably? Wrestling match would be preferable.
How does it go?
Wrestling?
Yeah.
10-0.
10-0. Easy.
Bro, I am an Olympian.
2-time.
We're going to get in a wrestling stance and wrestle with shoes on? 10-0.
Marcus called it differently. He warned against sleeping on Jon Jones, saying his talent shows despite not having a Division I wrestling background. He explained that when Jones decides to wrestle, he controls the tempo and can trouble even elite opponents. The man emphasized that a match against Daniel Cormier would be far from easy, identifying Jones as a serious grappling threat, not a guaranteed loss.
This does happen. What you thinking, Henry? Because I don't think it's what people are general consensus is thinking. I don't think that's how this goes down.
What do you mean, like as in?
What you thinking? You think how you thinking?
No, because you're telling me you got Jon Jones?
I'm not telling you anything. All I'm saying is that's the general consensus, and I'm telling you right now, it's not that simple. Because Jon Jones never went to the Division I and had the accolades and all of that, people sleep on just how talented Jon Jones. I believe Jon Jones could have been a multiple-time Division I champion. I believe that. Jon Jones was that good at wrestling. That good. And I've watched Jon Jones decide, I'm going to wrestle. And when he decided to wrestle, he made people look bad. To where, listen, I'm telling you, this man is just freak athletic talent. And the whole family. You know, John and Arthur both state champion, New York state champions. You know, I know that's not saying a lot because that's high school, and DC definitely has the international, you know, accolades. But listen, they fought. And yes, I understand that's just fighting, that's MMA, but when it came down to that wrestling exchange, John is no slouch. This ain't gonna be just that easy.
Daniel Cormier raises questions about Jon Jones's approach as a head coach. He suggests Jon has changed over the years and implies his ego might be getting in the way. Cormier points out that for a truly effective coach, the team has to come first, but he thinks Jones still has the mindset of an active fighter rather than someone developing others.
So after spending all the time with John in Thailand, he's different today than he was back then. He's not that same person that he was back when him and I were going through all of our stuff. I just know. You know what Khabib is? You know what Khabib is? And why he's such a great coach? Khabib is the most selfless person you've ever met. Dude, he can put his athletes above himself, in front of him, in everything that he does. And in order to be a great coach, you cannot have an ego. You have to become secondary to everyone that you coach. And John is he's still on the roster. He's an active fighter, and I don't know if he can be as giving and selfless to make Gable the true star of the show.
That wraps up today's breakdown. Drop your thoughts in the comments and make sure to hit subscribe for all the latest UFC news and updates.